What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another episode of Gross Pointe Bake. It's Christmas time, man. Christmas time is here. Happiness and cheer. Fun for all that children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air. Carols everywhere. Olden times and ancient rhymes and love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air. That's like one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. But Christmas, man, we out here. So you already know what we do on this show. We talking the numbers. Who's selling the tickets? Who's buying the albums? Who's putting the butts in the seats, man? And Christmas is no exception. The Christmas movie season is one of the highest grossing seasons at the movie theater. Movie theaters love to release big movies around the holidays because they have record attendance during those holidays. And so it's very important to movie theaters and film companies to get some movies out during the holiday season. This holiday season is kind of slim. I mean, you have Wakanda Forever and you got Avatar 2. Basically, those are like the biggest ones. Usually there's a little bit more meat on the bone when it comes to holiday releases, but hey, here we are. And, you know, Wakanda Forever did damn near 180 million opening weekend. They're saying Avatar 2 might do close to those numbers, if not more, opening weekend. So people out here, man, they want to go to the movies during the holidays, but forget all that. Christmas. What are the top grossing Christmas movies of all time at the box office? Top 10 grossing movies on the Christmas tip at the box office. Let's see who made the cut. Now, as usual, I adjust for inflation on these lists, and I just do the domestic grosses. So, domestically, these are the top 10 highest grossing Christmas movies of all time, adjusted for inflation. Now, there's always been controversy about one particular movie on this list. Some people feel it's a Christmas movie. Some people feel that it's not a Christmas movie. Now, if I include it on this list, that means one of these titles won't be on it. So we're just going to go from there. We'll just see how you feel. But right now, number 10, Grumpy Old Men, with $156.7 million at the domestic box office, adjusted for inflation. Grumpy Old Men, starring Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau as these two old-ass friends that just hate each other's guts. And they live next door to one another. And they just like, you know, they always beefing one another. And then this hot woman moves into the block. Her name is Anne Margaret. And they fall for her. So now they just competing for her. And like, you know, there's this thing that comes out on Christmas where she kind of goes back to her ex on Christmas. It's some kind of election thing. So Christmas is definitely involved in this movie. I know y'all like, man, it ain't a Christmas movie. It actually is. Christmas is all up in there. So Grumpy Old Men. They even made a grumpier old man that did well at the box office too. But Grumpy Old Men ended up grossing the equivalent of $156.7 million at the box office. Number 9, Disney's A Christmas Carol. This is A Christmas Carol that was animated with Jim Carrey as the motion capture and the voice of Ebenezer Scrooge. It had that animation style that Robert Zemeckis was working on to make people look all realistic, but they're animated at the same time. Kind of threw some people off, but some people was rocking with it. That movie grossed the equivalent of $168.5 million at the box office. Now, A Christmas Carol is one of my favorite Christmas stories of all time. I love the story of old, crotchety, mean, rich dude that's mean to everybody. And then he gets visited by his dead friend and tells him like, yo, man, you out here wilding. You gonna get visited by 3 ghosts and they gonna tell you what's what. He was like, man, look out, man, I'm counting my chips. And then the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future come to visit him. I just love that storyline. So any type of Christmas Carol reiteration, I'm all for it. Shout out and honorable mention to Scrooged with Bill Murray, which is a take on that very, very tale. It's not making this list, but it's also one of my favorite Christmas movies. But A Christmas Carol by Disney with Jim Carrey playing Ebenezer Scrooge made $168.5 million. Now, here we go. If we include this movie as a Christmas movie, I personally feel like this is a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie in my opinion. Die Hard. Die Hard would come in at number 9. If Die Hard is gonna be that Christmas, Die Hard is actually number 9 with the equivalent of $181.3 million at the box office. I personally feel like Die Hard is a Christmas movie. This is the reason why it's a Christmas movie, because Christmas puts the whole thing in motion. The reason that they're having that company party and all of these cats are in the building at the Nakatomi Plaza is because of Christmas. That's why they're all there. They planned it around this holiday. Everything is planned and set in motion because of the Christmas holiday. So Christmas is very key to the Die Hard plot narrative. So it is a Christmas movie. It's Christmas movies all up in and throughout that thing. And John McClane puts a Santa Claus hat after he kills one of the would-be robbers. So Christmas time is here. Yippee-ki-yay. Yippee-ki-yay, goddammit. Die Hard is the real number 9, and then that would make Christmas Carol number 10, and Grumpy Old Man is off the list. We keeping Die Hard. All right, number 8, The Santa Claus 2 with Tim Allen. Tim Allen's sequel to his hit, The Santa Claus, that made the equivalent of $219.6 million at the box office. The first Santa Claus did well, man. As a regular guy that turns into Santa Claus, Tim Allen, man, we can't lose. Why not re-up? Why not keep this going every Christmas? And they made a third one as well. So The Santa Claus 2 is number 8, $219.6 million at the domestic box office. I got a confession to make, y'all. I haven't seen any of these movies in their entirety. I haven't seen the first Santa Claus, I haven't seen the Santa Claus 2, and I haven't seen Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. I haven't seen either one. And I don't know why I haven't. I actually like Tim Allen, so I don't know why I haven't officially pulled up. I've seen bits and pieces, but I have yet to sit and actually watch them from start to finish. Maybe I'll do that this year. Why not? Number 7, Elf with Will Ferrell. Made the equivalent of $264.4 million at the domestic box office. Elf was a movie that really shot Will Ferrell to stardom. Old school got the motors running, but Elf was that smash hit that really just put Will Ferrell into the comedy stratosphere. He played the elf too good, it was too lovable, it's too rewatchable, and it's now a Christmas staple. Once you get a good Christmas movie, man, you good every year after that. And Elf is one of those movies that you can just throw on every year. The kids will like it, the whole family will like it. And it's Will Ferrell doing Will Ferrell, man. To me, that dude is a good time. And so the Elf, fits right into that mold on the Christmas vibe. So Elf is number 7, $264.4 million. Number 6, The Polar Express. Now, this is that same animation that was used for A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Now, The Polar Express, directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks plays multiple characters throughout this film, and it's that motion capture again with the face. And The Polar Express ended up making the equivalent of $271.3 million at the box office. This movie was extremely expensive to make. Initially, it came out the gate pretty slow, but it kept making money throughout this, throughout its run because it was Christmas. It was literally Christmas time, so people were pulling up regardless. And it ended up making $271.3 million. Now, the movie was super expensive, so I really don't think the studio made any money off this movie, but they did greenlight A Christmas Carol, and The Christmas Carol did even worse than Polar Express, so it was kind of like, all right, we kind of done with this kind of animation. Same with Beowulf. They were just like, I think we should move on from this. Because Robert Zemeckis was really like, yo, man, this is the future of animation. And I feel like people weren't really like rocking with it as a whole, So Polar Express, number 6, $271.3 million at the box office. Number 5, The Grinch. Now, this is the animated Grinch that came out 2018 where Benedict Cumberbatch voiced the Grinch. It made the equivalent of $272.5 million at the box office. Pretty good haul for the Grinch. Came in fully animated, and the Grinch has been done several times, and so even this last iteration, it was like, yo, the Grinch can still make that money at Christmas time. No matter who's behind it, the Grinch gonna make that money around Christmas time. People gonna pull up. And y'all know a couple Grinches in your real life. Some of y'all are the Grinch. You got Grinch energy, so it's right up your alley. Like, man, I'm tired of Christmas, man. Here we go again with the music and the shopping. I need everybody to sit their ass down. Some of y'all are the Grinch, but The Grinch made $272.5 million at the domestic box office. Number 4, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen from 1994. It made the equivalent of $325.2 million at the box office. The Santa Claus was a smash hit. It came out in 94 and was making that loot. Tim Allen was fresh off of his monster successful TV show Home Improvement. Now you throw in Tim Allen, Santa Claus, Christmas time, Christmas box office. It was a recipe for success. Movie made mad money at the box office. I remember it came out. It came out around the same time a Low Down Dirty Shame came out. The Santa Claus just kept making money, and it was so successful that they had 2 sequels after, and the sequels made money as well. So listen, I know I haven't seen The Santa Claus, but I think the premise is dope as hell. Tim Allen slowly turning into Santa Claus is mad funny, and it's a dope premise. And that's the number 4 movie on this list. Number 3, Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2 made $383.6 million at the box office in America, adjusting for inflation. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, man. This time, Kevin gets lost in New York, guys. Lost in New York this time. He's at this fancy hotel. Got Tim Curry in there, Rob Schneider's in there. They lose their child again, unfit parents, and the crooks are back. The wet bandits are now the sticky bandits. Daniel Stern, Joe Pesci, everybody came back. Everybody came back pretty much, except for that old man that lived next door. But why would he be back when he's in New York now? That would make no sense. Same formula as the first one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It didn't make as much as the first one, but it was a hit regardless. And I personally feel I like the second Home Alone a little bit more. I really love both of them, but if I had to pick which one made me laugh harder, the second one made me laugh harder. And so I'm going to go with the second Home Alone as my favorite of the 2. I'll tell you what's not on this list. Home Alone 3, goddammit. Home Alone 3, man, get your ass up out of here, shorty. Number 2, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the one directed by Ron Howard that starred Jim Carrey as the Grinch. This movie made the equivalent of $442.1 million at the domestic box office. This movie was a smash hit. Jim Carrey is unrecognizable in this joint. I didn't like the cinematography in this movie. I didn't like the way it looked, but the Grinch himself looked dope as hell. And this movie made all the money. It made mad money when it came out. Like I said, the Grinch wins at the box office, man. Because a lot of people can relate just a little bit to the Grinch. And to see him have a change of heart, it's always dope to see somebody that's just like, nah, man, nah. And then they be like, you know what? All right, man, y'all ain't so bad. Hating the whole city and then having to change of heart. That's always a good storyline. So How the Grinch Stole Christmas is number 2. And number 1, y'all already know what number 1 is. Based on what was on this list, you already know that Home Alone is the number 1 highest grossing Christmas movie of all time. Home Alone made the equivalent of $621.5 million at the box office. Let me repeat that. Home Alone made the equivalent of $621.5 million at the domestic box office. This movie came out in 1990 and made over $280 million. It became one of the highest grossing movies of all time. At the time, the highest grossing comedy of all time. It was just making that money. So of course, Home Alone is gonna be number 1 on this list with a bullet. Kevin McAllister getting left home from his family, being home alone. It was a good ass time, and it's a staple. Every year Home Alone is on, as it should be, because it's a great feeling. When I watch Home Alone, it puts me in a great space, a great mood. And I saw it in movie theaters like twice, so there we have it. That's the top 10 highest grossing Christmas movies of all time. Let me know what your favorite movie is on this list. Let me know. My favorite is Die Hard. Die Hard is my favorite on this list. Honorable mention to Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation almost made the list. It didn't quite make enough. Christmas Vacation made $154.7 million at the box office, adjusted for inflation. Christmas Vacation is my second favorite Christmas movie of all time. The Nightmare Before Christmas also almost made it at $144.9 million. And Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and I think Reese Witherspoon, that made $153.3 million at the box office. So those are honorable mentions. Based on this Christmas edition, Sabrina sent me some names so I could do the 6 degrees of separation on the Christmas tip. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let's see what kind of horse shit she set me up with. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. I had to connect these two. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. Okay, here we go. Damn. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Damn it. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. Macaulay Culkin and Will Ferrell. Okay. Okay. No, not yet. Macaulay Culkin was in The Good Son with Elijah Wood, who was in Sin City with Mad People. Who was in Sin City with Michael Clark Duncan, who was in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. There we go. Macaulay Culkin was in The Good Son with Elijah Wood, who was in Sin City with Michael Clark Duncan, who was in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. There we go. Peter Dinklage and Ice Cube. Oh, Sabrina ain't shit for this. The Ice Cube, those are wondering, Ice Cube was in Friday After Next, which is a Christmas movie. All right, Peter Dinklage and Ice Cube. Okay, so Peter Dinklage and Ice Cube. Peter Dinklage was in, damn it, crap. Peter Dinklage and Ice Cube. Ice Cube was in Triple X State of the Union with Sam Jackson, who was in Avengers with Chris Hemsworth, who was in Infinity War with Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage was that dude that made Thor's second hammer. So there's the connection. Ice Cube was in Triple X2 with Sam Jackson, who was in Thor with Chris Hemsworth. Or I'll just say the Avengers with Chris Hemsworth. And then Chris was in Infinity War with Peter Dinklage. That was a tough one, Sabrina. Nice try. Tim Allen and Catherine OHara. Tim Allen and Catherine OHara. God damn it. Tim Allen and Catherine OHara. Okay. This is going to be tough. I got to think about Tim Allen movies, man. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I think I found a little connection here. Oh. Okay. Damn it. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on a second. Oh, this is tough. Catherine OHara and Tim Allen. All right, let me think of Catherine OHara. Catherine OHara was in Beetlejuice. She was in Home Alone 1 and 2. Tim Allen. Catherine OHara was in. This is tough. Michael Keaton. So I can throw Michael Keaton in the equation. Michael Keaton was in... Damn, I guess stumped on this one. Catherine O'Hara, Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone. I'm going to go back to... Okay, here we go. Wait. Okay, here we go right here. I got it. Tim Allen was in Wild Hogs with John Travolta, who was in Pulp Fiction with Bruce Willis, who was in Sin City with Elijah Wood, who was in The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin, who was in Home Alone with Catherine O'Hara. It's a long route, but that's all I got, God damn it, on the top of my head. So there's the connection. Now, Carol Kane and Josh Hutcherson. Who was Josh Hutcherson? Who was that? I don't know who Josh Hutcherson is. Oh, he's in the Hunger Games? Josh Hutcherson. Okay, I know who that is. And Carol Kane. Shit. Carol Kane and Josh Hutcherson. Oh, shoot. Oh, here we go. Carol Kane was in The Princess Bride with Billy Crystal, who was in Analyze This with Robert De Niro, who was in Joy with Jennifer Lawrence, who was in The Hunger Games with Josh Hutcherson. There we go. All right, y'all. Let me get the hell up out of here. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Gross Pointe Bake. Let me know what your favorite Christmas movie is from this list. Also, I'm always down to do 6 Degrees of Separations too. Shout out to Sabrina for cooking up this hard-ass list of 6 degrees I had to connect. Shout out to my patron saints for watching this live as we did it. We out.